What we see on the daily is somebody just saying, I hope I make it. Or, hey, that would be so amazing to make this much money. We watch people who just kind of like think it's just like another job, or they think that they can be more relaxed and make a job for 6 figures or break into this industry and have success. You have to become that person, and you have to show why you're worth the 6 figures. And these companies truly have to feel like they're getting a steal. Welcome back to New to Medical Device Sales. I am your host, Jacob McLaughlin, and my friends, today we are here to hopefully drop some knowledge for you to get you into medical device sales. And today is going to be the expectations of breaking into medical device sales. Just this week, we helped a 22-year-old break in at over 6 figures. We helped somebody break in 6 weeks. We also helped somebody come in with literally no experience and break in with one of the largest med device companies in a matter of 5 weeks at over 6 figures. We know it works, we know what to do, but I want to tell you all the common mistakes that I see. We're going to go over just some of the expectations for medical device sales so you all can be prepped, ready to go, and make sure that you're actually going to go break into medical device sales and not be like everyone else who's hitting their head against the wall for 6 months. Number one, this is the biggest thing that I see that we always need to talk about is understand medical device sales is not like other industries. It's not where you can just go apply, that you can just show up and hopefully it works out. Many jobs that you all have been at, usually under $100,000, and normally you do 1 or 2 interviews and then you get that job. But that's not medical device sales. The average rep's going to make around $177,000. They're going to get a car. They're going to get a car stipend that either pays for their gas and all their insurance, or they get the stipend for it. 401k, usually a 6% match that we see. Their travel is all paid for. Things that they're going to be usually doing with the company, they're going to get that paid for as well as possible, like Wi-Fi, cell phone bill, all of that. Then on top of it, you're working with some of the smartest individuals in the world that have gone to school for 10, 15, 20 plus years. And just by being in the industry, you're normally going to be in the top 5% of Americans. Everyone wants to do that. Everyone wants to make a lot of money, have a really good lifestyle, and have a good work-life balance with a career that they can grow into, right? And that's what medical device sales is. This isn't just like, hey, I put my application in and it works out. This is, you're going to go up for 5 to 7 plus. We just had somebody who went through 10 interviews. That's what you're coming into. And you're not only coming into, hey, I hope I beat out other people from medical device sales or people wanting to get into medical device sales. You're actually going against people that are a lot of times older than you, more experienced than you, and they also could be coming from medical device sales. And so I say this because we get a lot of young people, 23, 25, 27, that they're like, hey, I'm hungry, but they think they're just going up against other 27-year-olds. And what they don't understand is you're going up against a 32-year-old who's a former physical therapist, who's got a doctorate. If you're going for a position, let's just say like Medtronic, it's not just you guys going for those positions without the experience. It's also people at other medical device companies that could be smaller medical device companies, or they could even be at a bigger medical device company, but they want to make a change. And so they could even be full line reps at a smaller company, but they're willing to go take an associate sales rep role at a larger medical device company. So now you're not only going against other people wanting to break in, you're going against people who actually already have experience inside the industry and hit all the boxes on the resumes and recruiting that they're looking for when you don't. Now, number 2, when we talk about expectations of medical device sales, we get on a lot of calls with people who like to try to keep it more relaxed, but you have to understand you're coming into the industry that the average rep makes 177 plus. It is very business minded. And so when people reach out and say, hey, I want to pick your brain, that's not the most professional way to connect with somebody. Also, it's not going to be what you want to be doing when you're just making a first impression. We've also got on calls with younger people that are like, oh, that's lit. Oh, brah, like dog. That's okay if you talk like that. There's no problem with that. It's just you have to understand the setting you're in. You would be talking to a surgeon, and you saying lit or dog probably is not going to resonate with the surgeon who's had 14 years of schooling plus. And you can still be personable, but you also need to be professional. We actually just had a conversation. One of our girls who's in the interview process, she just made it to a 4th round. Somebody showed up to an interview for medical device sales that was younger in a t-shirt, jeans with no resume. You have to take this extremely serious because, again, you're going against a lot of people. After helping thousands of people break into medical device sales, we've received a lot of messages of asking for more personalized coaching and mentorship. Our average member breaks in 8.5 weeks at over $105,000. And if you're really interested and really motivated to break into medical device sales, you can click the link below or check out our website at newtomedicaldevicesales.com. See all the testimonial videos of people breaking in with Medtronic at over $170,000, at Abbott $175,000 as a full line rep. So if you're really excited and also motivated and wanting personalized coaching and mentorship, then go and click the link below, schedule a call, and we'll get you where you want to go. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Number 3, I hear all the time is, hey, I have a friend or an uncle or somebody I know that works at Stryker, Medtronic, Zimmer, any company that you want to mention. Like we've talked about before on these podcasts, is that will just get a foot in the door. Maybe they can do an intro to you to go talk to the hiring manager, or maybe that can do an intro so you can start talking to a couple reps. And even, let's just say, best case scenario, it gets you a first round interview. That's amazing. We just said there's 5 to 7 plus interviews. So you might be able to have a conversation for your first round interview, but what are you going to do after that? What are you going to do in the second round or the third round? And then what many of you guys don't understand is Medtronic does it way different than Stryker, that does it different than Zimmer, and that does it different than J&J. They're all different. They all have their own ways they run things. And so what people we watch is they're like, oh, I'm just going to figure it out, which there's nothing wrong with it. And we want to encourage you guys to continue to network and reach out to people. But I just had somebody who's coming from no sales, no clinical background. They just keep reaching out to people who had sales experience. So their advice is always go get sales experience, which is, just so you know, is good advice from that person because that's what they did. It doesn't actually connect with the person who doesn't have sales or doesn't have clinical experience, right? I just had a talk with somebody. They're coming from the nightlife world. Well, we've already helped somebody with the nightlife world come in and be an absolute killer in medical device sales. But if you're going to go talk to Johnny, who was at ADP, or you're going to go talk to somebody who was possibly a nurse and then they came in, they're going to give you advice, but sometimes it can be very challenging because it doesn't carry over. And you're like, well, I need to overcome this sales objection. And these people are going to just say, go get more clinical or sales experience. Just know for you that you have to conduct yourself in a very serious manner, but you also need to make sure that you're listening to people that can help you. But just because you know somebody, best case scenario, it just gets you a foot in the door. Because we get on calls all the time with people who are like, oh, I know somebody, or I'm going to just see where it goes. And they never make it past the second or a third round, because just understand these medical device companies aren't that interested in who Johnny's friend is. They're interested in, there's $1 million quota. Do we believe this person, no matter the age or who they are? Do we think that they can absolutely hit this quota and crush this quota and are going to be a great asset to our team? For a last expectation is, I shared this with our team the other day. What many people want is a job for $100,000, right? That is always, hey, I want to make $100,000. Great, because we've been told that $100,000 means you're rich. That's what society has told us. Go make 6 figures and then you make something of yourself. But that's not necessarily true. It's just what we have this preconceived notion. What I watch with people is they think that they're just going to do something and then they get the money and then that's how it works. But what people don't understand is you actually have to become the person. Just for example, when we have conversation with like the kid we just helped in college and now he just got in at over 6 figures, he talked to us on the call was, hey, I've never had a job that paid me more than $25 an hour. What we had to do is get him to a position where a med device company is willing to pay them 6 figures, but they feel like they're getting a deal. I just want to switch a little framework for you all on the mindset. Is many of you, if you're not making $100,000, it's not because you're not hardworking. It's not because you're driven. It's just because you actually don't have the skill set and you're not the version of yourself that you need to be to actually go make 6 figures. Just hear my heart on this. Many of you all are like, hey, if I just apply and I do this, oh my gosh, they make $100,000, I'll go crazy and I'll be rich. And oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. But then you don't know what to do. And then guess what? You can have an OTE of 100 plus, but you're not going to hit it. How we just got a 23-year-old hired at $170,000 with a top med device company. It didn't have to do anything with the age. It had to show the maturity level. It showed how they showed up. It showed their preparation. They were also in 6 other different interview processes. So then this person was able to come in as a full line rep, right? It's the same story for me. I was 25 and got the full line rep role. I beat out people who were 30, 35 plus, right? Because people will always bring age into it, but it has actually nothing to do with the age. Are you the version of yourself where a medical device company, like if they're hiring and it's $100,000 that they're going to pay you, they need to feel like they're getting an absolute steal for $100,000. They actually have FOMO of like, hey, if we don't take this candidate, someone else will. What we see on the daily is somebody just saying, I hope I make it, or hey, that would be so amazing to make this much money. But they're actually not the person, because what people don't understand is like, hey, what level of preparation do you have to make six figures in sales? How much do you have to follow up? How do you do your messaging? How do you present yourself? Like there's so many levels beyond that. And so that's why I just wanted to help you guys with expectations, as we watch people who just kind of like think it's just like another job, or they think that they can be more relaxed, or they think that, hey, just knowing somebody will help them in the industry, or hey, maybe I'll just get lucky and make a job for six figures or break into this industry and have success. But just understand, for the expectation is it's not that. You have to become that person, and you have to show why you're worth the six figures, and these companies truly have to feel like they're getting a steal. I hope this was helpful for you all. Just understand, I'm rooting for you. I want you to win. I want you to be fully prepped. I want you to be fully prepared so you can go get hired in medical device sales. And if this was helpful, press the like and subscribe button, share it with somebody that you feel like it could be helpful for. And if you're really serious about breaking into medical device sales, feel free to click the link below. We're always happy to chat with you and see how we can help you achieve your dreams. See you on the next one. Peace.